Hey there, Pisces. How you doing? Welcome to Soulvine. This is Jamie. We're checking in, friend, and seeing what the energy has to share right now. Let's just dive in. We'll check current energy, the challenges, what's going on, and how we can support you and where things are heading towards. If you're new here, welcome. All right. If you feel connected and you haven't liked or subscribed yet, please do. It helps us stay connected and shares the Pisces tribute across YouTube and people who need to find us. Okay, Pisces, let's see what is going on. So current energy right now is the Eight of Wands. I will go through this shortly. I'm just going to pull the cards out, see what the energy is wanting to express here. Let's see what's challenging this Eight of Wands energy. We've got two cards, Five of Swords and Judgment. Okay, influencing right now. We've got the Queen of Swords energy. Past impacting at present. You have the Three of Cups. What's in the headspace? We've got the Moon energy. Near future. We have got the Five of Wands. Your power is the Four of Wands. What's going on around you with the environment right now? Temperance energy. Hopes and fears, the Two of Wands, and then the potential outcome. Thank you, Spirit. We've got the Three of Pentacles. Underneath, we're showing the Devil energy, the High Priestess, and Ace of Wands. Whew. The energy feels a lot right now, Pisces, whatever is currently in your energy. In terms of who this reading is for, just remember this is a general read, so this is not going to be for everyone, but hopefully, you know, either which way, maybe it's related to someone close to you or in terms of something that there is a message or a sign for you here today. Now, Pisces, the current energy is showing the Eight of Wands, so there's either something that is... It feels like there may be a bit of back and forth in terms of communication, correspondence, or about something that's happening. I feel like a bit of a giddy up energy, like something's progressing here, but there seems to be more, I feel like a communicative energy around it. So about direction, about moving forward, about a path. The thing that's challenging here is that there seems to be a conflict about the decision-making process, or a conflict about the way someone is wanting to do something. With the Five of Swords and Judgment, there's conflict, okay, around this. It seems like someone's making a decision, or someone's sharing the decision, or someone's just like, hey, I'm doing this and this is where I'm going, this is what's happening, you know, and it's kind of like, have you really thought about this? Are you really thinking about this correctly? You know, I feel like there's a disagreement for you or someone else. Like it hasn't been perhaps well thought through. There's people here because of that, you know, that could be hurt from the news, the information, or the direction something has gone here around some form of decision, okay? In terms of the influence, there seems to be an air energy involved here, or someone who holds a lot of air energy in their chart. So this is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. It feels like someone maybe just shooting straight how they see things, how they feel, what things look like. And they're very clear on that, okay? So this is where there could be a bit of disconnection or something disjointed here, and why this is coming up. Because ultimately, I think, you know, when you look at this situation, or this situation overall, I feel like this is someone that's been in your life for some time, or this situation is not about something or someone new in your life, but the dynamics of it there could be something that's changing or something that is in disagreement of where a situation is going. So this could be a friend, a close relationship to you, maybe a direction in your work, with a family member, whatever that may be. But I feel like at some point you guys have been very connected, right? You've done some great things together. You've been, as I said, a part of each other's life, or the situation's been a part of your life and you were happy and connected to it at some point in time. And I feel like that's part of the reflection here, or perhaps that's what, you're wanting to acknowledge, or they're wanting to acknowledge here. But again, there's something that's just a bit of a a bit of a disagreement or not on the same page. And I feel like this moon energy, this is, something that's in someone's headspace here, which, this is your reading, Pisces, at the end of the day. The moon energy, represents you in many regards, as well as Cancerian energy. So there could be something on the home front. There could be something emotionally that is impacting, and you're trying to navigate it in a way of, what do you need to see? What are you not seeing? Maybe there's some form of unknown, and maybe you're trying to predict it as well, or you have certain feelings of how you see this, because this is more in the mental space. So perhaps, what's going through your mind, or what you're acknowledging within yourself right now that's happening. I feel around you. You've got a sense of something here that maybe you're trying to, as I said, navigate. And I feel like this came out earlier, perhaps this week, around the moon energy, and kind of like withholding the energy was part of your strong suit. Even though you may want to express it, share it, open up about it, there was this kind of temperance energy. And interesting that we have this here about how to work with this energy, how to work with your feelings, how to work with your emotions, and share, what is needed in the right course or approach to deal with a certain situation. Now, coming up in terms of the near future, so this could be closer, perhaps in terms of what stage this situation is at, and maybe this is going a bit in circles for some of you at some point here, but it just seems like there is a bit of conflict going on. People aren't on the same page here, or people have different views of what is perhaps right, or what should be focused on, or what, action should be taken here. So that could be still part of a pretty strong discussion. But ultimately, again, because I feel like it's something more so on the home front, or someone that you're very connected to, that you spend a lot of time with, that you have plans with, that you've moved in a certain direction. There's some form of like strength and commitment between you guys, but that's also the strength that you have, right? The strength here. Maybe this is related to a marriage. Maybe this is related to a partnership of some kind, or maybe this is just related to something, like I said, at home. Four of Wands is kind of like that happy home life. So that's where I feel like your power in this situation is that's what you bring, that's what you come to the table with. But I feel like there's a bit of a shake-up, but for some reason I also sense here, Pisces, with this being in your power place, in your power energy, there's something about your stability and partnership, about keeping this foundation connected and whole and loving. I'm also getting a sense though here with the energy, because guys, if you're new here and not familiar in terms of how I do these readings, obviously the tarot is a tool to use. I connect into the energy. So I may get thoughts, I may get feelings in my body, I may get visions, and it just kind of flows through. This feels like there's a little bit of a disruptive energy going on, but there is this homeness and wholeness about it. But it's and I've been feeling it this last week. There's this tethering point of where something's just rubbed a little bit too hard, that it's causing some uncomfortable situation for somebody here. Again, I feel like someone might have a vision, a goal, an ambition, or is changing direction on something, and it's not sitting right with either you or with them, or something of that nature around the conversation around it, around the beliefs around it, around how someone's feeling about it, right? In terms of what's going on around you, it's the temperance energy. So trying to come back, what feels like, to a baseline, to a line of groundedness in emotion. Stability in emotion, because that's what I'm getting here with this energy. And Temperance energy doesn't necessarily give me that, you know, but today it's really expressing the foot on the ground and the foot in the water. And that's, and working with the energy of emotion and groundedness. You also have the sun here too. So that's quite strong Leo energy. You have the sunflower. There's a path to that. There's a path to that. And you're maybe not be seeing that right now, but there is a path to that, Pisces. It's just something that's malleable right now that needs to be worked. Yeah, I don't feel this is an overnight becoming. I feel like this is like an exercise that needs to go through to get to this place, okay, to get to that sunshine. But what's beautiful about it is that you can feel it, okay? You can feel the sunshine around you, but it's navigating the way. It's like trying to gain insight on the journey, on the path there. But around it, there is this part of you that I feel is a safe space for self, and in terms of something here around you that can be very grounded, but at the same time that needs a step up in the energy or something to shift in the energy. There's a bit of a balancing act is what it really feels like for you. And I feel like a big part of it, I don't know, again, if you're guiding someone here or trying to work with someone here towards a result, it feels uncomfortable. I feel like there's intensity, and then there's directness, and then there's, hang on, how do we navigate this? You know, because there's a lot of care. It feels like there's a lot of care here. Because what the concern is, or what's showing up here in the hopes and fears, is what's happening next. What are these plans? What is this direction? Are we going? Are we not going? Are you going this direction? Are we going this direction? Are you going that way on your own? Am I staying here? That's what this feels like, okay? In terms of the stir, the mix-up. There could be someone as well that's in between this circumstance, you know, that's connecting, that's calling, that's conversing as well. It feels like you want to take a breath. That's what this feels like here. In terms of the outcome, you do have the Three of Pentacles. I'm going to pull out some more cards to see what this outcome is about. But the Three of Pentacles is about collaborating, working together, and building upon something here. But it feels like, and just for some of you, it feels like you need to kind of draw out or map out a vision or a direction here of what that will look like. Because there's a mentor here guiding someone who's working. And in the mix is someone here who is also representing, you know, some aspect of it's like representing some aspect of what their position is, what their role is, you know. So I feel like there's a few people in the mix here, and I have forgotten that this deck, I haven't tidied up the imagery, so I'm hoping that that doesn't get picked up here, but we'll find out. I'm just going to put this on there. So let's get a little bit more in terms of the outcome and see what Spirit has to say here. What else do we need to know on the advice here in terms of the outcome? We've got Knight of Wands. So I feel like someone's coming through to say something, share something. I think intuitively you potentially are expecting it here with the High Priestess, but you're also the High Priestess in representation here, Pisces. And it seems to be around someone that is either newer, younger, not, you know, is looking for... I feel like someone here is looking for approval. Let's see what this Knight of Wands has to say, though. What's this Knight of Wands have to say? This energy feels confused, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. Just one more. Thank you. Yeah. There's your energy again, Pisces. There just feels like a little bit of ignorance from this Knight of Wands, and I don't think it's done in poor intention. I think that it's done with a lack of awareness that this person is out there to, you know, do their thing, have a good time, explore, do what they're wanting to do. I don't know who this person is or represents a certain situation in your life, but it seems like this I'll say entity, right? It could represent anything, anyone. It kind of has its own life of its own at this point in time. And I mean, all naturally as humans we do, right? So I feel like it's representing someone, and they're acknowledging here the hurt. They recognize the hurt, but it's like they want you to have understanding around it. So I feel like there's going to be something else that's coming through, because you do have the Page of Pentacles. So someone wants to perhaps work with you or show you something or ask for something here to help work with them. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. Thank you, Spirit. What else do we need to know here that we're not seeing? Knight of Swords. Yeah. So you've got a few knights going on here. So again, some swift, these are both pretty fast moving energy. You also have the Eight of Wands. So I feel like there's something coming through that's going to be shared pretty swiftly here. What is it that we need to know? Yeah. So someone is a little worried, concerned, a bit stressed here, maybe how to deliver this, but it's like they want to share something with you. What is this? What do we need to know? Share a little more. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Someone's confused here or feeling a little bit stuck, or is hoping that you can look at things from a different perspective, Pisces. And this has been coming out a little bit for you of late, the Hanged One. You've got a lot of Piscean energy here. You've got the Moon energy, Major Arcana, the Hanged One, Major Arcana. You've also got the Queen of Cups showing here, and High Priestess, Major Arcana. So there's a lot about your intuition and your insights, and also to what's hidden, and trusting in your intuition as part of this process. Because I feel like in this mix, there's also this sense to you that you know everything's going to work out and be okay, but there's something here that seems to be misunderstood, misaligned, misdirected, and I think you're really trying to help someone here really see things for what it is, but it's like the message isn't going through or something. That's what it feels like. I'm going to get a few more cards from Psychic Tarot just to tell us, to gain some guidance in terms of the advice here for you on what to do and perhaps how to handle this situation. So just bear with me. Let's get a couple more for our Pisces in terms of this situation. Thank you, Spirit. What's your guidance here? Thank you, Spirit. So first came out is Destiny. So this is the Wheel of Fortune energy. So something's changing here. You've got an Emperor energy, and with this Emperor energy, you've got Material Harvest, which is Nine of Pentacles. So someone here, the Material Harvest is a beautiful one in a sense of success, ambition, achievement. You know, it's kind of a Nine of Pentacles energy. You've got two major energies here about someone commanding some change here. Someone who's really controlling and dictating the narrative, and it's something about being and doing things independently. Again, Spirit, we appreciate this message. What is the advice for our Pisces though? We see the message, but what's, you know, in terms of kind of what's happening here, but what's the advice, please? What's the advice and the action that Pisces needs to take? Sacral chakra. Okay. Harmony. So that's lover's energy. So this could be related to a former partner, a form of partnership, or someone you are in partnership with, or someone who's controlling some form of relationship dynamic. And then you've got obstacles and challenges. Yeah. So, you know, the way I'm seeing it here, and it's interesting because this came out as I was, you know, connecting to the energy previous to pulling these cards out. It's been coming out a lot lately, this passion ignited, which is Wands energy, okay? I've recognized that a lot this week for you, Pisces. So there's something new, some new beginning that's happening in terms of a direction, or in terms of, an experience, or something that's igniting, I feel like there's this fresh ignition towards a path. What I feel though is happening here is that there is some commanding energy that you're either taking or around you. And I feel a big part of the sacral chakra could be, that is feminine energy. In addition to the sacral chakra, that's a lot about birthing something new. Okay, so I feel like there's change happening here. But whatever this change is, if there's been, the harmony energy is a beautiful one in the sense of togetherness and union. But it's finding, how do you bring that where two are coming together rather than someone dictating? Because I feel like there's something going on here, and I feel like the more that you can connect on a deeper level, that is what is going to support you the greatest. There's still this challenging element. You've got the Five of Wands coming again, which is talking about someone's independence, or feel like where they're heading to. I feel like someone feels like they are making a really solid, clear choice in their life and direction. And I think you perhaps can see it, especially if it's got to be involved with a child. I really see, or someone younger than you, or maybe someone at work who doesn't have the same experience. There's something here that I think that you're conversing or discussing or looking at a situation with someone that you care about, or someone that you're close to, or someone that you have, you deal with often, and you're recognizing the decisions that they're making, that maybe they're not making it from a place of full understanding, but they're making it from a place of independence, which may be great, but a part of that independence may lack experience, may lack foresight. And I feel like you're trying to perhaps help them. And this is what this back and forth energy is. This is where the challenging part is, of people sharing information, talking about how they're feeling, but I feel like some things are going on deaf ears at a point in time. And again, I feel like there's someone that's being strongly independent, but there's some naivety here. That's what this feels like. And I feel like you're looking at going, well, if they make this choice, this is going to impact, I think, also you, Pisces, in the sense of maybe, maybe that you've got kids leaving the household, maybe someone is choosing to leave a job, maybe someone wants to choose to leave a relationship or move or relocate, and it kind of finds you in a very, while you're strong and you've got your own life and things together, I think there's a part of you that acknowledges that you're also not left behind, but left on your own. And I feel like that wasn't part of the expectation, or not necessarily the deal, but the direction here, or maybe what you're seeing is just not an ideal way of someone's independence, because they're kind of making choices without really thinking something through, or the consequential impact. And I feel like that's what you're trying to help them with. I hope that makes sense. I'd love to know in the comments below how this resonates for you, Pisces. As always, appreciate you, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Bye now.